Hey everyone, so I just watched the first episode of the new Disney cartoon Ghostforce, and the only reason the show was even on my radar at all is because it's the same team that does Miraculous Ladybug, and you can tell because if Miraculous Ladybug is basically this generation's equivalent to Kim Possible, this is the equivalent of Danny Phantom and maybe Power Rangers, and there's even a little bit of Ghostbusters in there. I mean, even the name of the show is kind of similar to Ghostbusters because it's Ghostforce, except it's like if the Ghostbusters had superpowers. It even takes place in New York, just like Ghostbusters. I enjoyed the show. I thought it was fun. The animation, you can tell that this was made by the same people that did Ladybug because it is just absolutely stellar. The facial expressions are so good. The action is very well choreographed. But the main issue I do have with the show, at least with these first episode or episodes, because there's two of them that are 11 minutes each, and the main reason for that, at least for the first little bit so far that I've seen, is the pacing. And this is due to two reasons. One, like I already said, the episodes are formatted so that there's two of them for each 22-minute episode, or I guess 30 minutes with commercials. And they're each about 11 minutes long, whereas with Ladybug, it's one story for the whole episode, so it has more time to develop and flesh out. So because the episodes are half the length of Ladybug, they feel a bit too fast. I felt like the show was over as soon as it started. And the second issue is the same issue I had with the first episode of Ladybug. It's kind of the same. It just throws you in there without any context, that any sort of origin story. It's like, oh, okay, these kids have superpowers, and there's a lady they talk to that's kind of like their mentor that makes the stuff for them, but we're not going to introduce any of these. We're just going to throw you in there without any context, which I assume we'll get the origin story episode later, like they did with Ladybug. I don't know why they bothered to do that. It'll probably make a bit more sense, but that was another issue, was the throwing it in there without context. And that mixed with the 11-minute format, because it was so short, kind of made me feel like for these first two episodes that I was playing a lot of catch-up. Like I was catching it in the middle of the show, even though I knew it was the first episode. But I still enjoyed it. And unlike Ladybug, where each episode is a supervillain origin story where they'll become a supervillain because of their negative emotions, the villains in this episode aren't supervillains, they're ghosts. Very much like Danny Phantom. And it's kind of clever. The first episode, the ghost they have to fight is a banana ghost that freezes people and also grows bigger whenever it eats something frozen. And then the second segment of the episode, I guess, not the second episode, but I guess the second half of the episode, which is the next story, is a ghost that lives inside this cursed Egyptian mask that escapes, and it starts turning people into mummies. And there's three kids that, very much like Ladybug or Power Rangers or Danny Phantom, they're going ghost, right? Danny Phantom, I'm going ghost. Kind of reminded me of that. It also kind of reminded me of the Power Rangers transformation they always did on that. And of course, Ladybug very much reminded me of that, because duh. I don't remember what their powers are specifically. To me, they all kind of seemed the same. But I do remember the one that turns into a green ghost kind of reminded me of Cat Noir, because he likes to make jokes in the tense situations, except in this one, he's the leader of the team. I still really enjoyed the show, but like I said, I just wish it would slow down a bit. It needs some breathing room because it is very hard to keep up with at points. But if you're a fan of Miraculous Ladybug, check it out. And apparently they're supposed to be running new episodes for the next 2 weeks. I don't know if they mean Monday through Friday or whatever, but that's going to be, 10 to 14 episodes. And that's pretty much a whole season, which I kind of makes, I guess this is kind of doing the thing where Ladybug's on hiatus right now. I guess, I saw my DVR of the next two episodes. It's supposed to be like next week, but it's been on hiatus for a couple of months, I guess, because they were finishing this up. But I am planning on making these quick thoughts. Not sure if I'm going to be able to put these out every day. It depends on how much time I have. But eventually I will do a video for each new episode as it comes out or shortly after. If it's a day or two late, that's fine. I'm going to try and get them out as soon as possible. But let me know your guys' thoughts. What did you guys think of Ghostforce? Did you watch it not having seen Ladybug? And are you a fan of Ladybug? If you did watch this, let me know where you're coming from. I really enjoyed the show. I'm hoping to see where it goes. And I will see you next time.